Lumines, an amazing rhythm puzzle game produced by Tetsuya Mizuguchi. You may have heard of him, Tetris Effect, Space Channel 5, among other influential puzzle and rhythm games. Lumines came out in 2004 as a PSP game. Remember that dainty system? This bad boy can hold so many good games on it. Tactical RPGs, action games like Kurohyou, Metal Gear Acid, and Shadow Tower via PSX eBoot. I love the PSP, and through my torture of getting the damn thing to run, I researched some of its best titles to try out, which led me to Lumines. It's a block puzzle game where you have to make squares of matching color that can stack on top of each other, which add to a total score as the bar moves across the screen. Earlier I said that Lumines was a rhythm game, but that's not technically true. You're not restricted at all by rhythm when placing or moving these blocks, but with how the game's designed, all your actions and sound effects almost always match up to the music in one way or another, which gives it a very similar and satisfying rhythm game feel. The music is also separated into bars, which won't advance until you make a square whenever the bar passes, incentivizing you to play at pace with the song. This is the basics of Lumines. That's it. Just jam out and make squares. It really is an ethereal trip playing some of these levels, and getting completely sucked into the music and a flow state, being able to place blocks without really thinking. It's a fine balance between having to really concentrate but simultaneously be absolutely jamming. Though the gameplay is simple, it has a high skill ceiling, which makes it a lot more fun to keep playing. Where in your first few runs will struggle making squares, you'll slowly learn optimal patterns for each block types and run into new ways to make combos and setups to make your runs easier. There's bonuses for getting more than 4 blocks per sweep, and others for clearing the board or leaving only one color. The latter two being very hard to pull off, and they all feel equally rewarding. Getting a score multiplier adds instrumentals matching your current song to signify you did something special. You can even amplify this bonus by reaching 4+ squares each subsequent sweep, which is even more challenging. Even the regular gameplay mechanics are satisfying through the game's amazing sound design. Each flip of a square, drop, match, and break have theme-relevant sound effects that enhance the current song you're listening to. The songs themselves being the backbone of Lumines. Since the entire game hinges on you wanting to advance the song, they better be damn good, and I can't think of any better song to introduce the game with than what's already the starting track. There are some less enjoyable ones, but even then the sound design turns them into a more techno sound fest where you can generally ignore the music. There are other great tracks such as this one. In my opinion, I like the mixing in the original version better than in the remaster, but the differences between both versions are rather minor and the excellent chorus still rings out. That's right, Lumines got a remaster. It came as a shock to me too, when I was looking up what its sequel adds. Yes, it has a sequel too, but we're not talking about that. I quickly discovered Lumines Remastered is easily available on Steam. How did I miss this? I don't know. I was so absorbed in the fact that Lumines was a PSP game that it never crossed my mind it was big enough to be ported, let alone remastered in such a beautiful rendition of the game. Lumines Remastered does lose the color palette and some designs marked by an early 2000s aesthetic, but it makes up for that by having an absolutely banging main menu that adds more instruments the deeper into menus you go, which is very fitting for this kind of game. And despite one of its better songs being downgraded, it makes up for this fact by still having the silly cat. This was just a short video to get you to play Lumines. It's an excellent puzzle game you can pick up and enjoy in short bursts. That's very satisfying to improve on and has a great accompanying soundtrack. That's all for me. Until next time.